Good afternoon, everybody. Noonie Noon coming to you live again. Today I have with me Tanya Fields.
Hello, everybody.
Okay, first we're gonna, you know what we do. We gotta give God His first. So give us a couple of seconds. Bow your head there. Lord, thank you again, Jesus, for granting us this opportunity to speak about the ones that came before us, whose prayers and shoulders we're standing on today. Uh, we'll be careful to give you all the praise and glory. Amen.
Amen.
Okay, again, this is Tanya, and I told you guys I was going to get some females to talk about their stories for our youth, for their growth and development, and how that came right here from Patterson and how that impacted their lives to become the person they are today. So, Tanya, without further ado, you have the floor.
Thank you.
Yes, dear.
Well, I was born in North Carolina but raised in Patterson. My teacher, my third grade teacher, Miss Springler, she's no longer with us, God bless her dad. She impacted me to learn how to count from school six. And Miss Jackson, also school six, my fifth grade teacher. She impacted me always keep a book in my hand because you're going to always need to know how to read, and that'll carry you a long way. And then also Mr. Joe Clark.
Oh, Joe
He was my principal at school six and also my principal at Eastside High School. Every time I stepped out of line, he pulled me right back in line. And even kicking me out of school, but then I came back. And he told me, oh, if you want to be anything in life, you got to show that you want to be something in life. So I give thanks to all those teachers, Mr. Clark, my mother and father, for putting up with everything they had to put up with. And I think it went a long way because I used a lot of the things that was instilled in me from the three of them, Miss Springler, Miss Jackson, and Mr. Clark. I even still use some of his words. Expeditiously, move quickly. Yes. And like my mom and dad always said, follow the rules, then you have to worry about anything. So for me, I give thanks to all of them that showed me, life can be really hard. And it could be even harder if you don't, learn from the experience that is being taught to you.
Yes. So, Tanya, let me just interject and ask you a question. What advice or what suggestions or what sound information would you give the young ladies today as opposed to how you grew up in terms of their growth and development, in terms of giving back homage that you just gave back for the folks that instilled in you for you to become the person that you are today? And there's a part two, I'm sorry. And tell the folks, the viewers, what Tanya's doing today to give of herself to others.
Well, for me, I feel like the youths of today, this generation, need to be more respectful to their elders. That's one. And always be willing to listen, because you got to listen in order to understand. And I think as a youth, for me, I had to learn that. And as I got older, I was like, wow, why go through something to find out something when the answer was already given to you? So that's my advice to kids. Don't travel to do something when your elders are trying to tell you it before it even happened.
So you won't bump your head.
Right. And for me today, I went back and got my education. That's for one. After I left Eastside.
Congratulations.
And I started my own nonprofit, Hearts with Hope Inc., to help children that's dealing with the incarceration of their parents. And for me also...
Wait a second. Just stay right there. Let's expound on that. Did you guys hear that? Say that again. The Hope?
Oh,
The
Hearts
kids?
with Hope
Yeah,
Inc.
This,
It's my nonprofit out of Bergen County and Passaic County.
okay.
Helping children deal with their parents not being in their lives or in their homes.
Broken homes, yeah, okay.
Because a lot of the times we always think about the adult, but we never think about the impact that it has on the children.
How does that make you feel, Tanya, to know that you're actually making a difference?
For me, I had to deal with it with my son and raising my grandson. That's how I actually knew. Because one day he came to me and was just like, everybody have their father with them. I want my father. So he just started crying and he was a little upset.
Wow.
So I was just like, no one ever asked him how he feels about his father being incarcerated.
Glory, I take my hat off to you. I mean, and I'm a witness to that. Isaiah,
Yes.
and Tanya happens to be a friend of one of my daughters, Samia, and they're like this. So I know a few things about Tanya's plight, and I'm just, like amazed, and I am proud of you. But okay, and I mean, I'm sorry. Go back into what you were saying before when I stopped you. I'm sorry.
It was about my nonprofit
Profit.
helping children, inner city kids, with dealing with the incarceration of their parents. And anytime someone needed to get any type of help, I will be also there to help. Numbers always available. Email is always available.
Okay, beautiful, beautiful. And on top of that, the nonprofits. I happen to be fortunate knowing noon. I'm retired, but on top of that, nonprofit, you still work.
Yes, I still work. I still work 9 to 7, not a 9 to 5, but a 9 to 7. I do accounting. I work we do filming. So I work for a big corporation that when you actually purchase or rent our cameras, I am the person that does the contracts for the company globally.
Beautiful, beautiful. So, is there anything else you want to add to this video in terms of the ancestors, their plight, and what they had to go through to make things better for us today? Like right now, the reason I'm asking Tanya this, my audience and Tanya, the reason I'm asking this because right now the season is voting time. I mean, it's not the general. I mean, it's not a major voting, but it's a general election, and
Right.
A lot of people said I ain't voting. It's not going to make a difference.
And it does.
But yeah, so how do you feel about the fact that there's folks that died just in order to get you vote? And as a female, I'm sorry. As a female, you didn't have the right to vote. So
Right.
you guys had to get out there, fight, hustle, scuffle, and demanded the right to vote. So
Because our
how do you
voice
feel about
counts,
that?
and I feel like everyone should vote, whether it's the small election or the large election, because every vote does count. Our council people, president, government, when we elect them and we need something, we have a right to be able to go back and ask them, I gave you my vote. Now, how are you going to help me?
Right. Exactly.
And some people don't realize that that vote really stands for something. But if you don't ask a question, you can't get an answer. So for me, I do vote. I vote for everything
So
because
do
I feel like it's important to vote. My dad taught me at a very early age. I used to
Okay.
go with him at the age of 12 just to pass out the flyers. So I've been doing it since I was 12. And I also taught my children, and they are voters also.
Beautiful, beautiful. I touched on that because I feel that that's very important because people died for us to have this right. And even if you have your different opinions about it, which we all do, because sometimes you say, man, that voting ain't helping. The electoral votes do this, and I don't want to be a Democrat or a Republican. Those are labels, man.
Right.
The bottom line is, in order for change, you have to get out there and do it. You can't sit back and wait for someone else to do it, or get in a secret society or circle or among so-called friends or associates and talk about who's in office or who's in charge when you
Can make
don't
the
really
change.
even have a voice to speak and to vote.
A vote that's not counted is a voice not heard.
Not heard. Right. Okay, anything you want to say, Tay? Anything else? I mean, anything
I-
that's
I
on your
just-
mind. Did you see the gas prices going up
Yes,
again?
extremely high.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about getting a bike.
Wow.
But for me, we do need to educate our kids on voting and the purpose of voting and why they should vote, because that's very important. Because the children are definitely our future. Because we're not getting younger, we're getting older. And they
That's
say
right.
when you get older, you get wiser. So in order for our children to become wise, children and kids, people, as an individual, we need to educate them. We really do.
Because I agree with Tanya. I got to hop on that because the municipalities are failing our kids here in Patterson. I can't speak for no other place. The curriculum in school is failing our kids. So when you give your kids some knowledge and wisdom and your story, this is the reason I'm doing this now, so they'll have a better understanding and won't be confused. Like, because when I was a child, I didn't see my black face in those books.
Right.
And that's the problem, because those was lies for a certain group of people to be, projected as being the real deal, which they wasn't. You know what I'm saying? So you have to educate your kids. She has a great point there, and thank you, Tanya. If there's nothing else you want to add today, you sure?
No, that's it.
Okay. Thank you again for coming on.
Me.
I love you for that.
Thank you.
And keep being yourself.
Thank you.
Your boy, Noonie Noon. Wait, before I sign out, there's more females out there, and when you see this, hop on. Or it don't even have to be this video or a podcast or Instagram or TikTok or Facebook. Pull a young person to the side in a supermarket, in the hair salon, at school, at church. Pull your pastor aside at church too. Tell them to change that protocol for the day. Let's talk about the real issues. And tell these people, speak to these kids and let them know who they really are, especially black kids.
Yes.
And I'm not a racist or prejudiced, but I'm saying to you that truth goes a long way, and they need to know the truth. Okay? So, now, your boy Noonie Noon signing out again. Love you guys. Peace.
Bye-bye.